Hello, Kurt and Corey. This is Manny Marino with Do Woodson out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. And I'm making this video for you. I'm going to spend the next few minutes kind of walking you through the assembly process. I'll walk you through maintenance, the stains I use, the inlays, and just kind of give you a kind of rundown of the chair altogether. So, first and foremost, thank you, Corey, for the purchase on Etsy. I have a ton of fun making these custom chairs for folks. So, it was great to go back and forth to talk about stain, color, placement, design. And this is what you came up with, and this is what I build. So, thank you so much. So, Kurt, let's start first with the laser engraving. I always tell people on pictures on Instagram, Facebook, social media, like pictures never do justice to these chairs. This is laser engraved, right? So obviously it's engraved and then it's color filled. So it's the same color as the logo with the Badger red. I also laser engrave my logo, right? So it's hard to see here because it's kind of tiny, but custom made by Do Woodson for Kirk 2020. So that's my personal brand. It goes on every chair. Laser engraved. I'll talk a little bit about the back. So this is technically three inlays in one. There's first the back of the chair, right, which encompasses the back, and then the state of Wisconsin is inlaid in the back, and then the logo is inlaid into the state. So three inlays in one. Always fun to do. So an inlay is cut from the same wood, then put back. So if this wasn't painted, and even in the video, it's tough to see, but you can kind of see the wood grain go through the entire board across. So fun to do, always fun to do. In the peninsula, I've made a ton of these Wisconsin chairs, and my designs keep getting better and better. And I'll give you an example. The peninsula here, right? So before I used to just have it sticking out kind of like a finger, and it was kind of a delicate piece. So I got good feedback on that. Again, there was just delicate, and the bracing in the back was always tricky because just to brace that. But I added the inside, right, to do a full inlay with the peninsula, and not only is it sturdy, but it's easier to brace in the back, and I'll show you that in a minute. But anyway, so all of this entire chair is made out of redwood cedar. So what I like about cedar, it's perfect for outdoors. It won't rot, retain water, and you can sit out in the hot sun all day, and it repels heat, right? So it's not hot to the touch. You can sit in it on a hot day, and it'll always be same temperature. The entire chair, as I mentioned, is redwood cedar. I use two stains on this, right? So with the exception of the actual outdoor color on both the logo and the engraving on the front, this in the back is cherry stain. And then the seat, the arms, and the back is cherry stain. Now it's a little deceiving because that may be a little darker than the seat, even though it's the same colored stain. But sometimes with red cedar, depending if it's light cedar or darker cedar, it actually takes stain color. So sometimes you get different tones using the same stain on the same cedar wood. And then the back, it's called a colonial maple. So colonial maple for the base, and then cherry stain for the rest of the chair. All right. So that's what that looks like. So here's somewhat of a profile, and pretty soon here I'm going to take this chair apart, box it up, and send it to you. But this is the kind of the profile, which gives you a good indication on how this chair goes. The first thing you're going to start off with is your base, right? Your bases consist of two 2x6s, one on each side, right and left. And every time I talk about the chair, I'm always going to reference it from right to left as you're looking at the chair, right to left. All right. So the base, the 2x6, there's also a 2x6 spacer that sits in between the base. And then on a flat surface, you just start with board number 1. Now, I'm going to label everything underneath the chair, right? Starting with reserved for Kirk board, that'll be number 1. all the way to number 7. I'll label everything on the right side. So once you start with the first one, just kind of walk it up. Everything takes 2-inch torque screws, and so the kit will include, of course, all the hardware and the torque bit that you'll need. So you'll need a drill for that to make things easy. Everything is countersunk, right? So just go down to the base on top of the chair, keep it flush, and that's it. When you get to your number 7th board, there's going to be like a 1-inch gap by design, because the back will slip right into that 1-inch gap. Now it's going to be tough to see in this video, but I will label with pencil mark inside where to align this back brace. All right, so it's going to be pretty straightforward, I promise. It's, again, really tough to see, but it's held together by 2 screws on each side. The kit will also include wood plugs and plenty of sawdust. So drill these, especially these, as far as you can, deep, and then fill it with sawdust, followed by the wood plug. So once your seat is assembled, right, 1 through 7, with your back brace, the spacer, I call it, sorry, is your front legs, right? So the front legs, right to left. Look for the label. Actually, I'll label it underneath. Now it's the same front leg, right or left, but I want you to keep them to right and left, because again, I drill I don't have like a template. I just drill these and I center them, and so they're drilled to this specific side, if that makes sense. Front legs will, of course, have the extra support for the arm. Back legs are a little bit different because they have a slant. So the right and left board are met up on the top with a 21-inch 1x4 board. I call this the back support to the back. This back support brace and this back spacer are actually 21 inches, so you can't go wrong. And then one thing to be mindful of, and it may be super hard to see in this video, but I will label here and here with a pencil mark where to align this. The thing to be careful is not to go all the way to the top of this back leg, because if you do, the corner of this is going to bump up the back of the arm and not keep it level. So it's probably like a 1/4 inch from the top of the back leg. Of course, the lag bolts are 3.5 inches, galvanized. They go from the outside in. Excuse me, let me start that again. So front legs are on the outside, back legs are on the inside. It goes lag bolts, so lag bolts are from the outside in. And then if I go to the back, lag bolt, washer, lock nut, you're going to need a 9/16 socket for the lag bolts. There's going to be a total of 6 of them. And as I mentioned, the back, this is the one piece. The back is held together by 6 torque screws in the back, 2-inch torque screws. So again, center the back as best you can, right in the middle, and then of course put your screws in. And that's it. So the next thing that you're going to do after the seat, front legs, back legs, and then this back support is going to be your arms. Now it's on a bench here, but so there's going to be 3 on top, right? And so there's 2 in the front, 1 in the back. I will include the wood plugs for the front two on the right and left side. So if you don't like the look, now I know I'm going to take this chair apart, so I didn't, screw these all the way down. If you like the look of it just being exposed like that, that's great. I like it, but some people don't. If you don't want it, just screw these down as deep as you can, and then fill it with sawdust, followed by the wood plug. So there's 2 on each side. I never do the back, so in the event something happens, it breaks, and you need to take it apart, it's much easier to take these out versus the back, because you'll notice on the back of the arms, when I make them, when they curve around the back, there isn't a lot of space to be working with, to be gouging, wood plugs out in the event you need to do that. So I just leave those like that. But that's pretty much it. That's sort of the walkthrough of the chair. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll throw in some extra business cards in your kit. Again, a fun chair to make. I would love to see this. Send me a picture if you can. 612-423-1468, Kirk, when it's in its home and in its place, because I'd love to put that on my social media if that's okay. Again, fun chair to make, Wisconsin Badger chair. I will box this up and put this in the mail for you, and I'll send you the tracking number. Have a good day. Thank you.